Hello everyone, my name is Phonpavi Setiamnoy. Today, I want to introduce you to some graphic technology called shader, but I will talk and teach you in terms of shader in Unity. First, let's talk about what a shader is. Wikipedia said that a shader is a user-defined program designed to run on some state of a graphic processor. Shader provide the code for certain programmable states of the rendering pipeline. They can also be used in a slightly more limited form for general on CPU computation. When you create a computer program, you have to write an instruction to tell your computer what to do. Same as a shader. When you want to draw something on your computer screen, you write a set of instructions to tell your computer what to draw. But this set of instructions for shader are executed all at once for every pixel on your computer screen. That means the code you write can be behaved differently depending on the position of the pixel on the screen. Shader can execute all at once because it runs on GPU, which is a graphic processing unit designed for parallel processing to make it faster to process your graphic, video rendering, and application. Types of shaders. Start with the most common. We have first, vertex shader, fragment shader, geometry shader, and compute shader. In this clip, I will only talk about vertex shader and fragment shader. In computer graphics, when you create a 3D dolphin model, a texture, or even a plane, if you draw a mesh first, a mesh is a collection of vertices, edges, and faces that define the shape of a polyhedral object, which look like a triangle. Here is an example of a low poly triangle mesh representing a dolphin from Polymesh Wikipedia. Here, and here is one mesh. A mesh had a vertex as its element, which is a point. One vertex is a point, two vertices is a line, three vertices is a triangle. In computer graphics, we call it primitives. When you want to modify these vertices, you use the first type of shader, a vertex shader. Then primitives are rasterized into pixel fragments. Fragments are shaded to compute a color at each pixel. When you want to modify these pixel fragments, you use fragment shader. Each vertex has a position in three directions, X, Y, and Z. If you want to modify an asset position, you can use a vertex shader. Fragments are shaded to compute a color at each pixel, so it has a color data written in RGBA format: red, green, blue, and alpha, which is an opacity. Here is the rendering pipeline. You can look at each stage. Start with vertices to vertex shader, then primitive, then rasterization to fragment shader, blending, and frame buffer. The next topic is Unity. Unity is a cross-platform game engine. Unity allows you to work with a vertex shader and a fragment shader. Let's create a simple shader with Unity. First, let me create some 3D game object to work with. Create a shader by right-click on the empty space. Select Create Shader, then Edit Shader. Create a material by right-click on that shader file, then select Material. Map the material and the 3D object by drag and drop. Now open your shader file. Here is your shader template. It had vertex shader here and fragment shader here. First, let me remove the code that not related to this topic. Save, then go back to the Unity. You can see that everything is work perfectly fine. Since you need the object position according to work position, add this line of code. We are going to modify the vertex shader by adding the C value to Y value as the linear formula. Go back to the Unity. You can see that the Y position of each object is changed according to the C value that we add. The object shape is still same as the original one. If you create another material and add it to the object, you can see that it back to the original form. In Unity, you can change shading mode to see the wireframe, which is the mesh of the object, by clicking the shading mode, then select shading wireframe. You can see that every object has mesh as its component, even the object that use another material, but it's a bit hard to see because this is a lit material. It reacts to light, so let's change it back. You can modify this to be a bit fancier by using the parabola equation. The formula for parabola equation is y equal ax squared plus bx squared plus c. If you want to change your value in Unity, you have to put it in the property bracket, then declare it before use it in your vertex shader code. Change this line of code to the parabola equation but in terms of C. Save, then go back to your Unity. You can see that everything is look normal again, but it is because you not modify the A, B and C value yet. So here it is. Adjust until you like it. And next, we will modify the fragment shader to add a color to it. First of all, you want color value. I declare the default value to be 111 and 1 as the RGBA format. This will be white. Since in shader it don't have the color type, so I have to use float 4. Then add it in fragment. Save and go back to the Unity. You can see that you can change it to the color that you like. That's it. Make a simple shader with Unity. You can apply shader in many situations. Here is the example. The curve or do something very fancy like water shader. Or makes this card effect. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy.